Okay, so simplifying ratios. The most efficient way to do it is to divide all parts of the ratio by the highest common factor. However, that isn't always the easiest option, so it's sometimes easy just to try and see how far you can take it. So for every 4 of the one thing, there is 10 of the other. We need to divide to make it smaller, but not taking it to a decimal. So they are both even numbers. Always look out for even numbers because that means you can make the maths easy and half them. Half of 4 is 2 and half of 10 is 5. Always check your answer. 2 and 5, think about the factors of 2. 2 can only be divided by 1 and 2, and 5 can only be divided by 1 and 5. There are no other common factors, so our final answer on that question is 2 to 5. They're equivalent, but 2 to 5 is the simplified answer. Okay, let's have a look at the second question. 12 to 36. Now, we can do the same method as previously. We can see they're both even numbers, so we can half them, divide by 2, divide by 2. That's going to get us half of 12 is 6, and half of 36, remember, if it's on a non-calculator paper and you're stuck, half of 30 is 15, and half of 6 is 3, and add those two together to get you the 18. Now, remember what I said, always double check if there's anything else that you can do. 6 and 18, they are still even numbers, so they can still definitely both be divided by 2. Half of 6 is 3, and half of 18, you can do the same method, half of 10 and half the 8, that's going to get you 9. So we've now got 3 to 9. Now think about it. Again, are there any numbers they can both be divided by? 3 can be divided by 1 and 3. 9 can be divided by 1 and 9, or 3 and 3. So there is still a factor of 3 we can divide by. And this is where people make little mistakes thinking you can only simplify by halving. There's other factors you can still simplify. Divide by 3. 3 divided by 3, 3 friends, 3 pizzas, they would get 1 each. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Now we're down to 1, it can't go any further. The final answer to that question is 1 to 3. Now, if we think back to the start, because some of you might think that's quite a lot of effort, I did say the easiest way you could do it was to divide by the highest common factor. So 12 to 36. If you were confident and you could think about all the factors of 12, so 12 can be factors 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4, then it would be 4 times 3, which is a repeat, so that's the factors of 12. 36, the factors are 1 times 36, 2 times 18, 3 times 12, and 4 times 9. 5 doesn't go, 6 goes, 6 times itself, and then the rest would be repeats. If we look at this question though, the highest common factor is 12 is the biggest number they can both be divided by, which means I could have originally divided them all by 12. So 12 divided by 12 is 1, 36 divided by 12 is 3. So for those of you who are confident, you're probably going to prefer that method just because there's less working out, but still show you're working out. And the final one, we've got 3 parts, so we've got 60 to 80 to 100. It works the exact same way, but all 3 numbers have to be divisible. Now, sometimes there should be certain numbers that just shout out. We've got a 0 on the end of every single digit, so that should shout out, oh, it can be divided by 10. Okay, so all 3 digits can be divided by 10, so divide them by 10. So that just saves you having to do the halving it, because that will just make it a little bit harder for yourself, but you can do that method if you want. 60 divided by 10 is 6, 80 divided by 10 is 8, and 100 divided by 10 is 10. Okay, we then need to check see if there are any other common factors. 6, 8 and 10 are all even, so can all definitely be halved, so we can halve all 3 parts. Half of 6 is 3, half of 8 is 4, and half of 10 is 5. Just check, see if there are any other common factors. 3, 4 and 5 cannot be divided by anything else, so your final answer would be 3 to 4 to 5. Likewise, as I said previously, 60 to 80 to 100, if you could spot that they were all divisible by 20, you could divide by 20 straight away. 60 divided by 20 is 3, 80 divided by 20 is 4, and 100 divided by 20 is 5. So it's the same thing but just less steps, so it depends how confident you're feeling.